Through faith sharing, collaboration, and collective giving, the Women's Giving Circle seeks to promote philanthropy that glorifies God, empowers women, and compels action.
Jesus Christ, when he walked the earth, met every woman and man right where they were. And we do the same at Woman's New Life Clinic. We meet every woman right where she is, meeting her needs. We recognize that every woman's circumstances and needs are unique to her, and she deserves to be listened to and loved and treated with non-judgmental, compassionate care for herself and for whatever her circumstances are. And we also recognize at Woman's New Life Clinic that the issues surrounding abortion and unplanned pregnancies are deserving of clinical attention. And that's why we're so grateful since our founding to provide professional counseling. And the gift that we receive from the Women's Giving Circle has helped us to continue that program. In the spring of 2025, we were actually able to hire a part-time LMSW, a social worker, who I actually met after I spoke at all the masses one weekend at St. Patrick's Catholic Church in Baton Rouge. And she came up to me, and months later, we were able to hire her as a part-time counselor. And with her, she's a beautiful blessing and asset to our staff. With her on staff now at Woman's New Life Clinic, we now have 2 professional counselors on staff every day, Monday through Friday at our clinic. And in the first 7 months of the year, we've just seen incredible growth. We have more than 500 client appointments, which was actually about 371 were new client appointments, which is amazing. That's actually about a 23% increase over the number of first appointments we saw last year, which is amazing. We've performed more than 200 ultrasounds, and we know for sure that at least 28 women have changed their minds for life. That means women that came to us really considering or wanting to get an abortion, but after receiving our free professional and mental health care, they changed their minds for life for their child. The voices of our clients are strong and beautiful. And with every woman that receives an exit interview, one of the first questions we ask is, what was most helpful to you in your appointment today? And one of the most beautiful recent statements that a client made, she said, the most helpful thing I received today is that I know I'm not alone. And that just speaks volumes. So the Women's Giving Circle's gift allows women to be accompanied, and she's not walking alone. The Women's Giving Circle gift has been such an incredible blessing to us. This allows the women that are so generous and supporting us in this way, this allows them to walk with us daily, to have a daily participation in our walk with women. So many women come to us just walking in darkness, and they are enabling us to bring truth and light and hope to her.
This is helping build the kingdom of God so that we can renovate the sanctuary for life. Our sanctuary had sustained water damage, and we had to close it for a time and move the women that we had there into St. Patrick House, which is our home for women and infants. And since then, we have been at half capacity. So this will help us to be able to be back up to full capacity soon. It is so important that women that are pregnant and homeless have a place to go, have a safe home, have a roof over their head, that they are protected from the outside elements, that they are able to provide for and care for their growing child in their womb and prepare to be the best parents possible. We are so grateful, Catholic Charities of the Diocese of Baton Rouge, the women of Sanctuary for Life, are so grateful for the generosity and the care that is shown by the ladies of the Women's Giving Circle, who really are shining a light in a dark place for women who are in their most vulnerable time of need. They are understanding their worth and know that God is with them when they come to the sanctuary.
With the donation that we received from the Women's Giving Circle, we have been able to help 6 families so far. 3 of the families we helped to prevent them from becoming homeless. And then we also were able to help 3 families that were experiencing homelessness, and we were able to get them into housing. One of the examples of a lady we helped was a person who was homeless living in her vehicle with her 3 kids. And we were able to help her get into an apartment. And then with our partners, we also were able to get her apartment fully furnished. And we got help from St. Vincent de Paul to help her get all of the sheets and towels and hygiene supplies that she needed for her home. And her story is truly a success, because now she's working at Amazon making a decent $18 an hour actually. So now she's able to maintain her apartment, and she's really confident in feeling that she'll be able to be successful with the help we were able to give her. One of the benefits of being able to offer this support is that we're also to get more of our volunteers involved. So each of the people we were able to help, each of the mothers, we also connected them with other resources in the community, including our Walking with Moms in Needs volunteers. So we're trying to offer them authentic Christian friendship in addition to the monetary support we've been able to give them through the Women's Giving Circle. We are very thankful for the gift from the Women's Giving Circle, because it really has allowed us to get this ministry started. And now that we have volunteers that are more comfortable to do this kind of work, and we're also experiencing new gifts, which will help us to continue the work that was started with the help of the Women's Giving Circle.
The donation that was received from the Women's Giving Circle allowed us to reinvest into our reentry program, specifically into our women's reentry program. We serve nearly 100 men and women a year coming home from prison. However, our women clients generally come home to less support in the community. They're almost universally victims of abuse in their lives before they were incarcerated. They come home having a hard time finding people to trust, knowing who to trust, and where to go with their lives. So support from the Women's Giving Circle allows us to give them a safe, stable place to live when they're coming home, rebuilding their lives so they could focus on building a solid foundation while they build those futures that they aspire to have. So this grant is already producing fruits. We envision that we're going to have 5 of our female clients that transition to their own housing by the end of the year. That means have your own apartment, but also have their own furnishings for those apartments, which include housewares. They're going to have their own vehicles by the end of the year if they don't already have a vehicle. They're working not only with jobs, but working and rebuilding the community, having community service opportunities, and feeling like they're not taking but giving back to their communities. So the support that we've received from the Giving Circle is already, showing those fruits. We greatly appreciate the investment that was made by the Women's Giving Circle. Without support from the community, we couldn't do what we do. Our staff is very driven to provide support to formerly incarcerated people. And we're driven by public safety because we want our communities to be safe. We want people to thrive and not go back into the system when they come home, and the support from the Women's Giving Circle invests in that public safety, but also invests in lives of people who want to turn their lives around, and we're seeing it happen every day.
Colby Prison Ministries' main mission is just to really share the agape love of Christ with those who are incarcerated. And we do that in multiple different ways. Probably our main way is through hosting 3 to 4 day retreats at different facilities. And we'll typically do 2 retreats at a facility a year. On those retreats, there's 50 new retreatants at each retreat. And then on top of that, there are 20 inside team members. These are incarcerated individuals who have already been through a retreat, who then come back in more of a leadership role and serve their inside brothers and sisters while they're retreated. So you can see that there is kind of this big outreach per facility per year with these retreats. And then in addition to that, we don't just go in and do a retreat and then sort of bye, see you later. We continue to come back and do what we call our renew sessions, which is basically a fellowship meeting with our Colby brothers and sisters who have attended retreats. And we walk alongside them during their faith journey and just try to be there to be a spiritual support and just offer a place for transformation to occur. We like to leave little tools if we can. And so we do that, and we also attend masses with them. In some of the facilities, we're able to do weekly masses with our brothers and sisters on the inside. And then sometimes I feel like most importantly, we support their OCIA programs. Just recently at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center, which we support, we had 9 of our Colby brothers get baptized and confirmed into the church, which was amazing. And we currently have at the Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women, we have 12 of our Colby sisters that are interested in going through the process. So that's an important part of our mission as well. And in terms of what the Women's Giving Circle's gift has allowed us to do in this ministry is just tremendous, honestly. We were a brand new chapter, and so we really had nothing. And we were borrowing supplies for the retreats from a Lake Charles team who missioned to us. And so we really had to get everything from the ground up. And with the funds we received, with the generosity, we were able to fully build out and stock a ministry trailer. And that's everything we need for a retreat. When we go to a facility, we're pretty much imagining we're going to have a roof and 4 walls, and that's probably it. So we have to bring everything in, and that includes sound system, tables, chairs, basic kitchen appliances, things that we might need. Of course, any sort of office supplies, things of that nature. So we have been able to fully stock our ministry trailer and to start to host these retreats without having to borrow. And that has really allowed us to expand and grow too. I mean, we sort of started with Hunt and then got into the women's facility here. And now we're moving into Angola as well and starting retreats with them as well. So yes, we just are so tremendously grateful for the generosity. And in addition to all of our retreat supplies, we've also used some of the funds to purchase just ongoing faith-building items as well. It could be something for our renew sessions, like a book on Catholicism or a Bible study guide or, a prayer card, a rosary, just anything we can do to leave a tool in their hands just to have some help along their journey.
Everything we do at St. Vincent de Paul is really done with the goal of seeing Christ in the people we serve and bringing Christ to the people we serve. So I always refer to St. Vincent de Paul as a formation program disguised as service. So our pharmacy is particularly unique in that it only serves folks who don't have access to medication through other means. So everyone who comes to our pharmacy has either no insurance or who has insurance that has unaffordable copays. So the funding for this, from this grant, was able to provide medication for folks who needed medication that we were not able to secure through donations. We also have a small dental clinic, and so we were able to provide dental medications through this grant as well. So the pharmacy serves a lot of the same folks over and over again. We really do become their community pharmacy. But last year we served over 400 unique people in the pharmacy, about 1,100 total if you account for the repeat folks that come, but over 400 last year. The most special thing about this funding is it enabled us to buy medication so that we didn't have to ask folks to substitute a medication. So because most of our medication comes from donations, sometimes we have to call a doctor and say, you know, could we go with a generic or could we go with a different brand? Maybe that's not the optimal, but with this funding we were able to buy exactly what the doctor decided was the medication that the patient needed. So that was really special to not have to make those substitutions or try to make do. The gift of health is something that can't be replaced with anything else, right? And the gift of dignity and peace of mind in knowing that your health is taken care of and you don't have to cut pills in half to pay your electric bill, or you don't have to choose to pay your rent or buy medicine that you need. The medications we give are life-saving medications. So this gift truly is saving lives.